Good evening. Welcome to Cardiff City World, an early Cardiff City World. Do apologise, but tonight you're joined with Evan James, who is very tired. Evan James, not sure why, and I also got early shift tomorrow, so I'm dying for a rest. But I'm just, because I'm that committed to the show, even though I'm not 100%. Reese is not 100%. It shows our dedication to the channel. And as fans watching as well, show the dedication, showing support today. A 3-0 victory over a very, very poor Mansfield town, but Mansfield poor team anyway. Reese, how are you holding up?
I've fallen apart, but honestly, my shoulders popped, celebrating one of the goals. God. My chest is raw, my voice is gone, rough as guts. But again, it just feels good, so good today. It does. I mean, it feels like it's been so long, and to see a win as well, and a clean sheet, outstanding.
The clean. I think I'm more happy about the clean sheet than the 3 goals, because if I'm going to be honest, right, and look, this is the pessimistic ped. This is the pessimistic pod, should I say? You can tell I'm not tired. I am one to sort of like have a rant. Even if we are winning or draw, we play all right. There's certain things that really do frustrate me, but today I think I was just more anxious than anything. I think we got better as the game went on, as it showed. But going in 1-0 at half time, I wasn't really filled with a lot of optimism, if I'm being honest, because Mansfield Town, they were probably one of the worst teams I've seen. They were worse than Peterborough on opening day, at least my opinion, right? And they had a few chances where they played through the number 11. And I got to be honest, every time the number 11, the attacking midfielder got the ball, he was always free every time. And he had so much room to run. But some last-ditch tackles really saved us. A trot save, I think it was in the first half, or maybe the second half it was. Saved down low to his left. And a few other things, right, kept us in the game. And I think if it weren't for maybe Trot's save in the second half and for some last-ditch defending as well, it could have been a lot closer game. But I think because of that, Mansfield didn't really have much to answer, did they? They had a few counter-attacks, but they couldn't finish the final ball, could they?
Yeah, I think the second goal, I think first, going in 1-0, a bit disappointed. You want to get 2 or 3. Turn ball, mind how the keeper pulls off a save for that shot. I mean,
it's the same, isn't it?
I thought I was going to finally see Turnbull doing what we all know we can do and should be doing, running the game.
A real thunderbolt. I used a different word with Rob Boyle earlier in the chat, but honestly, like I said, if he does 3 of those a game, one of them's bound to at least be on target and test the keeper. You know what I mean?
This is it. Unless you do stuff like that, you never know. And I thought, finally see him clicking today. Second half, obviously, we let them grow in confidence and let them grow into the game. And then the second goal killed them. And once we got the second goal, we should have gone on 3 or 4 more. The keeper's mistake, Salik's chance straight to the keeper. I was thinking either side of the keeper, suddenly scored. His header. But again, 3-0 professional win. And you could say on another day, if things click right, we could be 7-8-0.
I think the Salik goal, the Salik opportunity that should have been a goal, really, a second goal. I just don't think he expected to have it served on the plate for him that well. He was probably so shocked. It's like, oh my God, I've actually just been given it in playing on the side. I've got an more or less open goal. And to be fair to the keeper, whether it made him look like it was a good save or if it genuinely was, to be fair to him, the keeper didn't give up. But I got to be honest, I look at the Mansfield squad. There's not many players that go like, oh, we're worried about him. I think there was, the number 11, I don't know what his name was. I'll have to have a look now. I think every time he got the ball, he was always free. He was always unmarked, and he had acres of room to run. Is it? Let me find. It was this striker, apparently, Evans.
Will Evans, former Liverpool player.
So they played a 3. Of course. They played a 3-4-2-1 formation, but at times I didn't understand. Like they had their number 9 playing right centre back. They had. It's just like it was a complete mess. They had a box-to-box playing attacking midfielder. Lewis, I think he's Welsh, and it was so like it was a really weird game, right? Because when we 1-0 up, it was kind of unexpected for me. Like, and I don't want to be saying now, but it's just for me, it was the weirdest 3-0 win because I felt like we could have put 6 or 7 past them on a different day. I'm not going to dig too much into them because at the end of the day we won 3-0, and who can complain about that? I just hope that we can turn it up a gear because I'm thinking other teams would have put 6 or 7 past them. If Bolton played these at home, Bolton would have put at least 5 past them, you would have thought, right?
It's funny because, they started off I noticed once they realised they couldn't get past Lawlor Fish, they started putting the ball wide, trying to exploit their flanks. Fair enough, like. And then they noticed then that Fish and Lawlor were ball carrying defenders and were getting past the front line a bit too easy. So they stopped the pressing pretty early in the first half. They did. They went from pressing us all over the pitch to wait until we got into there after press us. I thought we found a lot of space, a lot easier. The first 15-20 minutes, I thought we were a bit hesitant to put the ball in the box. We looked over, and I was just thinking, put it in. And then it wasn't until Turnbull took his shot, and I think they went, you know what, let's just stop chucking balls in. And again, I think once that happened, it's one of those where I think we didn't have to get out to second gear today to win. I think that's a sign of class. I think, it's a sign of class. But you do want to still put it up a gear and just turn teams over.
You want to know you can do it, right? You want to know you can do it comfortably. And I think even though this might have been a bit of a fitness recovery session in a way, which just sounds weird, right? And I don't mean any disrespect to Mansfield. And they brought a few supporters with them. And they didn't stop making noise for most of the game, to be fair to them. I don't know how many units down they were by that point anyway. So I think it mattered to them. But, they were chanted a lot of times. Mansfield supporters were chanted as if they were winning, which is the bizarre thing about it, because I don't think there was only really two clear chances that I think they had. Apart from that, it was our mistakes with, and I'll name names now, Wintle, Lawlor, and Turnbull. A lot of times they like to go on a little run. And I understand that if you're 3-0 up, whatever, I don't mind you doing that. But there was so many times with those players all around there, they were giving the ball away, and you don't have any defensive coverage behind you. Like if you're a winger, taking on your man, that's what you want to be seen doing is taking risks. But I feel like we were just sort of like making it harder for ourselves in the first half, at least the first half hour. But once we got that goal, it was a bit of a breath of fresh air. I think the second goal, when that went in, it was like, okay, like you said, it's done now. Like we've got control of this game. They're not coming back. Because if I'm being honest, there was a long time in that match, the first half, where it was horrible, just being sitting there freezing cold, and it was paint drying. But as soon as Turnbull took his shot, and it's such a powerful swerve shot on it as well. I'm just thinking why aren't we just doing that? We're so resistant to take a shot. I know we're not going to get the perfect shot, but at least turn your body and angle it face towards the goal as if you're going to, because a lot of times we face this way, for example, and the defenders or the team, in defense is going to know okay, well, they're only going to pass one way, aren't they? Whereas if you just open up your body more, at least facing towards the goal mostly, it forces the defender to commit to then. And I felt like that was the only thing we were lacking. But as the games progressed, then we realized, okay, we can actually get through the defense fairly easy. We did obviously turn the heat up. And, I'm just glad that we won 3-0. Again, this is my last bit of a rant, I will say. It should have been more to me. But at the same time, dare I say, I don't think we had any major injuries. I think Willock took a little bit of a knock and Capaccio was limping a bit, which isn't great. But apart from that, I think it was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, a professional win, a professional performance. And we should have scored more. I thought some of the football in the first half, after that shot, we came alive a bit, we did, to be fair. I thought Callum Robinson running the midfield today at the number 10 position. Special shout out to Wintle and Turnbull, because I know Paul says the chap there, a lot of us have said they can't play together, and it's been quite poor for weeks, them two together. But today they just worked, and Turnbull run the show. Wintle was solid, his pass, it was brilliant. But Callum Robinson in the 10, I thought was outstanding today. Always looking around to see where the defence was, drifting off away from the defence, picking up bits of space, running back, tracking back, closing down, winning the ball back. I thought he was outstanding. I thought he was unlucky to come off for 60 minutes, mind. I thought the manager must be just trying to, watch his minutes sort of thing now, trying to make sure he doesn't overdo it. So I thought he was running the show for me, Robinson was. I thought he was brilliant. I was disappointed to see Capaccio start the bench, only because before today he had 5 assists, I believe. Today he's got his 6th. More assists than anyone else for the club this season. Wow, I thought after last Saturday, I thought he's got to start, but come off the bench, gets an assist again. What a ball for Salek, mind, at the end of. Fair play to it. This kid, something special in there. I see him coming on. I thought, right, check on the wing if you have to. Leave Perry on right back, check on the wing, see what he does. But he was brilliant. And go on.
I was going to say, do you think this is the start of where, well, I feel like it's already started for Yusuf Salek, but do you think this is where the goals are going to come raining in? Or do you reckon it's going to be still like a steady sailing of a goal every 2 or 3 games. Not that I would be annoyed at that, but I think we all expected him, really. People saying, I'm going to put bets on him to score 20-plus goals a season. And you can imagine the people putting bets on that upwards of £100 plus, like last season. You're thinking, if he stays, you know what I mean? And he scored, bless you, he scored 7 goals in 16 games, 13 of which he started. So he is scoring a goal almost every other game, which is insane. An average match rating of 7.6, I think, or unless that's 7.06, unless that's just today's game. But yeah, so do you reckon this is the start of something new for Salek to start raining on the goals, or is this,
I think nothing about it. I think as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll be fine. I think the positive thing, though, is like Ashford scored today. Fish scored today. Yeah. There's goals in that team. There's not just ride on one player now.
Yeah.
And as a striker, but that pressure is taken off for a bit, because if you're not scoring, obviously as a striker, we've had strikers on, and they say, look, it starts eating away at you. But I suppose as a striker, if you know there's goals in the team around you, I don't think you can relax as much as you would, but you're not under much pressure, you're not scrutinising yourself as much, I think. And I think Robertson was, again, unlucky not to get a goal today. I thought if Salek was a bit quicker with the ball, he could have played him through once or twice.
Yeah.
He could have had a hat-trick today, though, Salek could have. I mean, the chances he had. But that will come. Again, once he gets 1 or 2, the goals will come. And December's a big month, man. Look at the games you got. I think we've got 5 more home games now this month. He could get a couple of goals this month. He could really get double figures. I think once you get double figures, that's when you start noticing, 11, now 12, 13, over 14 now, more than last season. 1 more, now 15. And then you're counting down to 20 almost then, rather than looking up to a double figure sort of thing.
Yeah. Did you... I will get to the... I think I know what you're laughing at there with one of the recent comments. I will get to everyone. I want to say evening quickly, and then I will come back to the comments. Just, guys, make sure, if you're not a member already, please do become one. I haven't got the QR code yet. I'll put it up later on. But you can join either through YouTube or through Patreon. Price of a cup of coffee. I see loads of lovely green names in there, which is amazing. Some that aren't, but I know some people go through the Patreon, which does not always show up. And again, really apologize if I miss your name out as well. I hate how they changed it to the YouTube tag names, whatever. It's one of the worst things they've done, really. But yeah, so evening, let's have a look who's here. Evening myself, evening Suze, evening, I want to guess, did you say it's 440, is it?
Yeah, 440, I'm pretty sure that's
YPS3. It rhymes, so it must be the case. Graham, obviously, evening to you. Evening, I've seen Paul as well. Evening, Paul, as always, like Mr. Consistent here. Reese Lasky, evening. Bo Carroll, is that someone we know already, or Lola?
Not sure.
Lola to Wednesday. And Jonathan Mordecai, Joshua Davidson, evening all to you. Apologies if I missed you out. I will get back to you. So what I'll do is I will go race through the comments a bit later on. But guys, if you want your comment to be guaranteed to be read out, you can always leave a super chat. It would really help us out as well. It'd be nice to just show for once to the channel, but it's not a requirement. It's just that I'm probably not going to get through every single person tonight, especially when I'm being that tired. So we'll see how we go for time, but I will try my best to get everyone's comment read. Ruben Colwell, what would you reckon? People thinking it's going to be a big miss, and people maybe overanalyzing how much of a miss he'd be. I'm sure he is a miss to the squad, but what do you reckon? We managed all right today?
It's hard to judge because it's one game, and it's a game we didn't really get the second gear on.
Yeah.
If he was playing, we might have scored 4 or 5 more. He might have created a lot more. I think we missed him on set pieces for free kicks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we had a free kick earlier. I think we missed him for that. But I thought Callum Robson did a great job when he came on, when he played the 10 today, so I was landing with that. But we got so many options. So as big as a miss Ruben will be, other players have got to step up. So as fans, you've got to look at it and go, I don't want to say it's not criticizing him, but you've got to look at it now and go, he wasn't that much of a miss because someone else stood up and made a difference. That's what you're hoping for. Obviously, he'd be a miss. We all know he's a miss. But you want someone else to step up now and do the job. So it's one of those. But I think today, though, would have suited him. I think there was a lot of space in between their defence and midfield. I think that really would have suited him today. And I'm just gutted that's the game he has to miss. Because not a lot of teams will give us that much space and time with the ball.
Who would you say your man of the match would be? Because I have two people I would probably give it to, but I want to come to you first and say who would you give for man of the match?
Wintle for me today. I thought he was outstanding. I thought he cleaned up really well. His distribution of the ball was fantastic. His read of the game was fantastic.
Yeah. Also, guys, by the way, get your comments in the chat below. Who would you say your man of the match is? But make sure you write. Don't just put their name. Put man of the match, so MOTM, and then their name, just so I know. Because when I move on to the comments later on, I'll forget what people are putting names down for. Okay, so put MOTM man of the match, and then put your player who you thought. For me, it was between either Bagan or Ashford. I think again, Bagan's Mr. Consistent, isn't he? He just, he's very rarely do you see an absolute blunder from him. I can see Jonathan, one of the guys already put in the chat here, man of the match Wintle, also agrees with you. But also Kieran Ashford as well. And I think the rating that he's got here, I'm looking at FotMob, by the way, I do everything on FotMob. The rating he's got, 6.8, is absolutely criminal because Kieran Ashford, not only did he score today, but his defensive work rate was insane. And I've got to give special mention as well, Isaac Davis as well, because there were times, right, he sprinted from what seemed to be like, a left forward all the way back to left back or whatever. And you see him sprinting across the pitch. And, he's not diving in. I thought, oh my God, he's going to absolutely 2-foot someone now, isn't he? He's going to dive in recklessly because a lot of players, when you see him running like that, but no, he has the control to come out. And even if he can't take the ball off his man, at least he postpones the counter-attack. And there were a few times today I thought that Mansfield could have countered, but I think they were just that poor on attack that they could barely string a few passes together. The keeper's distribution was awful, by the way, and all it took for us was to have someone press him like Salek or Isaac Davis. It was Turnbull at one point, and Colwell towards the end. And really, it shows the difference in quality. For me, it's split in half the League One table, because I feel like there's like a League 1A and then a League 1B. And the League 1A are the teams that were, have some quality. And League 1B for me is like, okay, all out teams. This is Port Vale's in Mansfield's, Blackpool's, Peterborough's. Those are teams where you can still get beaten by them on any day. But it's like there's a clear difference in quality in terms of who's looking to get promoted and who's looking to just stay in League One. And today, I think, Mansfield was one of those teams. And I don't know. I think, again, like you said, we didn't really come out of second gear. But at the same time, there were players that were playing as if it was almost a cup final with the pressing. I think if we hadn't pressed, maybe it would have been a different game.
I realised it's funny because, like I said, their game plan was a counter. And I think pretty early on, they realised they couldn't get past Fish and Lawlor. So the counter came on and they tried taking it wide. But everyone else was so slow getting forward that allowed us to get back in groups and numbers and defend it too easy. So I think they found it hard. Crazy thing, right? I listened to their manager, Clough, talk after the game. And he was saying that their keeper pulled off some massive saves. And in their opinion, he's the best keeper in the league. I thought, today, he could have cost you 2 or 3 goals. His distribution was shocking. I thought, Trott is by far the best keeper we've seen in this league, let's be honest. Yeah. Some of the saves he pulls off. He could be silent, right? Do nothing for 80 minutes. And 85th minute, a shot comes at him, he's alert.
Yeah.
Like top keepers say, that's the hardest thing. When you're doing nothing all game, to stay switched on mentally is exhausting. And he's doing it. And, you can't say he comes close to Trott.
I think the only other player close to that is that Peacock Farrell guy. Was it Blackpool? Yeah, it's Blackpool, I think it is. I swear he must be on loan because there's no way.
Yes.
Yeah, is he from Leicester or no, Burnley? Or one of those?
Yeah, he was at Leeds originally. He was playing regularly for Leeds and they soaked him, they did. Because they wanted to get someone else in. He was a young keeper by the Championship staff and he was brilliant.
Yeah. Is it Northern Ireland or just Ireland, Irish Republic of Ireland? Is it, or he's born and raised in England? Oh, so he's from England, but I think he's got he's got a Northern Irish sort of name, but he's currently with them. But he's also got he's got dual nationality. But yeah, like that keeper was absolutely insane. And if I would give it to anyone else other than Trott, it would be him because I think he's on that level. But at the same time, Trott was the sub keeper for Copenhagen. So you got to think you probably get someone half decent at least. But then again, we had that Alex Runnison. Where was he? What club he was from? Oh, was he from Arsenal? Yeah. Well, he was probably third choice keeper at least. But yeah, he give us a bit of scares. He wasn't, well, let's just say he wasn't exactly built to play goalkeeper with he wasn't the tallest, he wasn't the quickest, but there we are. No, I think the only the goalkeeper comes close to Trot is Peacock Farrell, and their keeper was poor. I mean, no, I will give him credit. The keeper made some decent saves, but his distribution was shocking. I mean, you put him in a contest against Horvath, and you're looking at some competition there, like. But I'm sure there's a comment about that somewhere there. Someone said to recall Horvath. He said,
No.
put him at Cam. No. Anyway, let's. I'll be back.
No refunds, no returns, nothing. Sorry.
I know exactly. I'll be back at the end of the season away. But guys, I'll go through all of your comments just after this break. Now I'll pass you over to Si, and we'll see what you're all saying.
This episode of Cardiff City World is brought to you by Coral, the proud sponsor of the TalkSport Fan Network, here for all kinds of fans. For the armchair experts, whether you're constantly negative, overly positive, or maybe even the instant over-the-top reaction social media guy or girl. For the football fashionistas still clinging to the legendary terrace fashion of yesteryear, or the best retro gear from Michael Thorne, the nostalgia merchants, dreaming of the old lady Ninian Park, or still celebrating Campbell's goal in the Millennium Stadium, whatever kind of fan you are, with Coral's free-to-play reward shaker with a guaranteed daily reward or offer throughout the season, simply shake your phone to win. Over 18s only, maximum one reward or offer per player per day, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and requirements and other T's and C's apply. For more information on safer gambling, visit gambleaware.org.
All right. I realize I did cut you off a little bit towards the end. I'm not sure if you had anything else to add on that, but go through some comments now. Let's see. Evening Chilly one, an enjoyable game of football. Nice to see Salek get some action and see how we fare without Ruben or Chambers. Yeah, I forgot about Chambers. Is Chambers just was he on the bench or?
Yeah, on the bench.
And Osho as well. Yeah, I think I saw Osho getting ready to sort of strip and get ready to come on, but I think he did in the end. Did we only use 4 of our subs, if I'm right, or
3 came on?
3 come on. Oh, 2. It was Willock and someone else come on there.
Robertson,
Alex Robertson, yeah. And I think he's only going to get sharp. I think he looked quite sharp today. Obviously, you're coming on with a bunch of tired legs, but I'm not sure if Willock was... I know Kapaku went into a 50-50 and come out, he's a bit limp, and he tried to sort of make it look as if he wasn't. But then Willock, I think, was talking to BBM a bit as well then, saying that he did something a bit awkward. So I'm hoping now that doesn't manifest in anything. But it's only Tuesday. We got another game now, but I think that's the other trophy, isn't it? The
Virtue Cup.
Yeah, so it'll be all right. I doubt we see much action for them lot. I
thought Willock looked a little bit
slow.
Last season, the version of himself today, a bit unsure of himself or overthinking. At one point, the 2 defenders were showing him down the channel, and he was just more because they were going back onto his right foot trying to cross it, and they just stood in front of his right. And I was thinking, just put the ball in with the left if you have to. It doesn't matter how good a contact you get on there, just drill the ball in with your left. It'll take a deflection, he'll win a corner. Doesn't matter, but I just thought he looked a bit. Maybe it's just a bit leggy, he's been out for so long. First came back last Saturday, maybe it's a bit tight and stuff, but yeah, I just thought, I don't know.
Is it me, or does it look like he never gets into a sprint? I'm not sure if it's how he plays it, because he dribbles a bit differently, let's say. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and I think the way he dribbles, because he's right-footed, right, and he's playing on the left, so obviously tendencies are to cut in, whipping across, or curling shot. And I have no problem with that, because for the type of player he is, he does better when he cuts in and drifts into the middle. But for me, the way he dribbles, he's got his entire body over the ball and his right foot. So he's sort of dragging the ball instead of dribbling, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then it's sort of you're just waiting for him to cut inside. And to be fair, right, he knows how to drop a shoulder a lot. But even though he can do really good body feints and sort of dribble his way through, he can't seem to beat his man. He's a bit more like Josh Bowler. I know some people get triggered saying that. But he wasn't blistering pace, was he? But when you put him more centrally, he seemed to do a bit better. And I thought we'd see Willock in the 10 today.
Fine enough. I'm thinking when I was talking bowler, right? He was doing similar to like as last season would, where he would sort of go forward, stop, look back for the pass. Or if he wasn't across, he look on his right. He look onto his right foot, rather than drill the ball, take the ball in, and put the ball in. When he did do the things, we got a goal from him, or we had chances. Like I said, it might be one game because Willock's been outstanding so far this season. So hopefully it's just a case of tired legs, heavy legs coming back after so long out. Just that. Again, the pace of Isaac Davis, mind on the wing.
Oh yeah,
that's got to terrify defenders. It's brilliant at that.
From there. My camera just went to do the whoops then or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm back. Isaac Davis, to be fair, like, I think what Bullet would have loved in now, all that defensive coverage that we had on the wings, that they're willing to sort of come back. I think you're looking at some other players who used to play for us not long ago. I think there's no way they're coming back and helping out the fullbacks because, you know, we had times the fullbacks overlapping, Bagan overlapping a lot of times. You know, you had NG going on a solo run once, and I thought he was out for the season when he went down grabbing his ankle. And then as soon as he's awarded the free kick, he gets back and walks off like normal, like, and starts jogging. And like, he's just straight face. And I'm thinking, what's happening? But there was times when he had a solo run, he inverted into the midfield. I think, hang on, he's beating two men, but I think a very clear goal. And then someone brings him down. To be fair, I think it should have been a card. Not sure if it was given. But I thought the ref today, that's an interesting point. Look, people disagree with me. I think he made some blunders as well. But out of all the games, and again, I know we won 3-0, the ref was all right, I thought. You know, there was a few things I thought like, oh, how can you not see that? But on the whole, again, obviously we won 3-0, so we're probably going to give the ref more props than usual. But I don't know, what do you think?
I thought the ref was consistent today, I'll say. So
consistent people.
He let a lot go for both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one instance where Salek was getting pulled. He turns his player and he pulls him down.
Yeah.
And he carries on. There was a tackle, I think, was it Willock maybe? Or Isaac Davis. He gets fouled. Ref goes to blow his whistle, sees man throw the ball and puts the whistle away. He's like, okay. But then we clatter with the players and the ref gives nothing. So I think he was consistent today. I still don't understand what a foul is anymore.
No.
I'm looking at thinking that's a foul there. Salek's been ripped, his shirt's been ripped there, he's been dragged there, it's got to be a foul. The refs don't see it. I don't know what a foul is anymore. I watch on a Sundays in Mike Dean or wherever the referee is with on Sky Sports News with Jay Bothroyd. And it's, why is that not a foul? That's clearly a foul. Well, the letter of the law says it's not because of this. And that's what bugs me. Is they defend so much. We've had some shocking refs this season. And the worst is, they'll defend each other and go, you had a good game there. So, but today I thought he was just consistent today, I'll say that.
I think we're never going to say the refs are like, amazing, are we? Because like, even when they win, lose or draw, you're not going to say, oh, you know what, the ref was amazing today. Like, you're never going to get that, are you?
If you get a consistent ref, that's half the battle won. Because you know what he's not giving for you, he's not giving for them.
Yeah.
And recently, we've seen a lot of fouls against us, and you're thinking, how's that not a foul? How's that not a free kick? And the moment you go near one of the players, they fall on the floor, it's straight away, whistle to the mouth.
It's a bias towards where you are on the pitch as well, isn't it? Like if you defend in your own half, and like Yusuf Salek's pressing you, as long as Yusuf Salek is blocking the ref's view, and the other person goes down, it's a free kick all the time. You don't have to touch them. It's like it's you can't really press people, be physical anymore. Like a little shoulder nudge, whatever, not allowed. You can't even literally hold on. I say hold on the player, but like when you're tussling for the ball, you can't hold off the player either. You can't do any of it.
Yeah, it's. I also in the championship, I found it was depending where you were in the league. If you were winning games, then you notice the ref decisions go more your way because you don't notice as much. When you're losing games, you're like everything's gone against us. Everything. But in League One, nothing's been going for us anyway. And we're top of the league, which is wild. But I don't know what a foul. I just don't know what a foul is anymore. I really don't.
If you think though, we're top of the league, right, and still so many decisions go against us, it makes us realise like we must be somewhat decent because if we're winning games and so many key decisions aren't going our ways, like I think we had like one penalty so far this season, or have we had any at all? Like I mean, the amount of times, or let's say free kicks close to the box, then where Salek will go down, and again, like this is a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", or whatever. He's not like someone who's just going to go down with a little nudge. He will try and stay up because he'll try and battle his man off. Because you think a guy like him with that much muscle, right? you would it would be easier for you just to muscle the guy off than to go down the ground, because you could probably hurt yourself when the other person's running over you then. 2, the chances are it won't be given. And 3, it's like, if you've got the muscle and the height and the strength, why not use it? So it's like, it almost makes sense to me that if a big guy goes down, that's like a signal to me that it probably is a foul. Like, because the amount of times you pull him back with your arm, it's like, yeah, it drives me insane. But
But on that though, look at some of the times the players go down, right? We've gone clean through in a box, a player's gone down. Why would a player go down the floor when he's clean through with a chance? Today now, Salah gets past the defender with the ball. If he runs straight, he's one-on-one with the keeper. He gets pulled, he goes down. Sure, the ref can go, he's clearly pulling him there. It's common sense, but refereeing is just so poor. But funny enough, I said to you earlier about how strange it was today. 3 o'clock kick-off, under the floodlights, and it's pitch black. I sat at 3
no wonder the ref can't see.
Again, I thought it was a Tuesday night game tonight. I won't lie, it was so cold.
Yeah, it was bad though. It warmed up when it started raining. It warmed up a bit. I found, usually does, but no, I went back to cold. Then I went Baltic. I think it felt worse, right? Not because it was just cold, but whenever a player goes down injured, you feel it then, because it's like, oh well, nothing really much is happening. We're waiting to see what's happening with this Mansfield player. That's when I felt it. When you're so focused on the game, yeah, it's cold. You kind of numb it a bit, and obviously, especially when you score, jumping around, you warm yourself up a little bit, don't you? And you get the crowd going. But the worst part is when there's just nothing happening. But even though I felt at times today where we were just so resistant to cross or to shoot, it still felt like there was always something that we were doing. I know it's like kind of passing around the back, whatever. I get the intention of it, But I think when we pull the trigger now and again, it's sort of like, players are looking around thinking, oh, God, am I allowed to shoot? Like, is the boss going to shout at me if I shoot? It felt like there's a bit of that energy around there. I'm not sure if you felt the same way, but I'm sitting not far from behind and to the left of BBM, so I can see all of his reactions, and sometimes you get him screaming, saying he's pushing players up the pitch, like he's pushing the defence up to the halfway line when Mansfield have got to throw it in their own half. It's like, you don't see many coaches saying you need to play that high of a line, but it shows how confident, especially Fish and Lawlor, were today as well to play that high of a line. Yeah,
like I said, I think today's thing was they were waiting for someone to be the first one to have a shot. And once Turnbull took a shot, I think everyone sort of relaxed and went, right, we can go at these now. And also we're putting crosses in. We weren't afraid to shoot. Some of the one-touch football we played in the first half was brilliant. One touch here, one touch. I just think we need to go into games thinking, right, we can beat these. This is pepper the goal. Let's absolutely pepper the goal. And again, you might not, Turnbull say that, wins a corner from it. That leads to a goal. We score from a corner today. So you've got to look at it like that, you have. I'm not a fan of the short corners, though, I won't lie. I'm not a fan of short set pieces.
I don't get them, really.
Whip the ball in. Just whip the ball in. We've got a big enough squad. Get some movement in the box and get some heads on it.
We scored from a corner, pretty sure. So, or from that position anyway. So, yeah. I realise I have abandoned the comment, guys. Do apologise. We'll go back, but just end up ranting about the refs and everything. Evening, Paul. Evening, both. Hope you're well. We are. Thank you. As good as we can be, I guess. Great win. Great team performance. Wintle man of the match for him. Who said Wintle and Turnbull can't play together? Hey, I will happily put my name in the hat and say, look, I said they couldn't, because when they played together last time, it was clear that they couldn't. And obviously today something changed. I don't know. They must have had a really good training session together. So I don't know. But yeah, this time.
Turnbull is a different player. I think it was either Rotherham or Plymouth, right, where he was man of the match and he ran the show. Everything went through him. He was outstanding. And after that, I'm not sure if it was an injury or something, but he sort of failed to recapture that form. I think today it took a little while to get going. I think about 15 minutes. And after he had, like I said, his shot, he came alive, and Turnbull did. Things went through him. He was looking forward. He was picking the right passes. Thought he was brilliant. Unlucky for me not to get him on the match. I just thought Wintle was just brilliant today, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I was very harsh towards the start of Turnbull, thinking, oh, here we go again. I just started nicknaming him Turn Back Ball. But now I might sort of refrain from calling him that now, because he did sort of like play a fairly defensive role, but like I thought later on in the game, Wintle played as like that third centre half then, which allowed Turnbull to freely, go up the pitch a bit more. And that's when you see him play more as a box-to-box. What I thought was going to happen is we're going to have 2 holding midfielders. I'm thinking, I'm not going to enjoy this, because that's what the game started off. But whether that was intentional for the first 15, 20 minutes to see what Mansfield would do, maybe they thought we were going to press us. I don't know. But sometimes I feel like when we start games slow, I'm thinking, right, how are we going to pick up the momentum here? But we did, to be fair, because in fairness, Mansfield didn't really have much answers back. I think they had one chance. I'm not sure they had the post or if they just narrowly missed. But yeah, it's nice to know when you have Nathan Trott between the sticks, isn't it? It gives you, I say, a bit of calmness, I suppose, but like he's not going to let anything in easy. Yeah, you got Trott insurance.
Like I was saying to the boys earlier, I'd say Turnbull reminded me a bit of Steve McPhail. He would drop deep into defence, pick the ball up, carry it forward. In our second half, we were crying out for some movement ahead of him. I think we were a bit too static in front of him second half up until the second goal. But he's looking forward today, but it wasn't much movement second half. But then when we did get the goal, that's when players started making runs, in the pocket of space, and he was picking out. And again, that's what you need. If the players around him are moving the position into space, he will find them, I think. And today we've seen Turnbull back to what we expect him to be and what we know we can do. And I say hopefully he can do it consistently as now.
So sometimes as well, when I'm coaching basketball to players, if I was to translate into football terms, sometimes you have to think, right, you're starting the game 2-0 down, and then you've just, imagine you've just scored a goal, now you're only 2-1 down. And like it was that kind of effect of like, if you just scored, and you're now 2-1 down instead of 2-0, that suddenly springs so much more life into you, thinking, oh, you know what, we can bring this back, we got this. If only we started that way, we would actually shock so many more teams and get more early goals. At least I think that way anyway. But that's what I tell my players all the time. Just, assume that you're just you've just scored an amazing shot, or, you're just on the comeback now. And that's when you see the players spring to life. The problem is, like, because you start, every game starts 0-0, I get that. But it's kind of like, oh, here we go again, like back at my job, sort of do a decent job. And it was a slow start, and that's what worried me. But I'm just glad that obviously once, we got our first goal in, everyone sprung to life then. And sometimes I feel like in the dressing room, they just need someone, whether it's the manager or someone else, to, really hype them up as if they're already winning the game. Because I find when we play best and we're not under pressure, I find, it's mixed results if I'm being honest, but usually, let's say, when we know that we face like a big team like Chelsea, for example, in the Cup now, I know that the players are going to give it all. When we played Wrexham, I know the players will give it all, because there's absolutely zero pressure to go and win the game, because as long as you put in a good performance and show the fight, the fans will accept that. And sometimes I think that if as players they focus less on, I've got to score worldie, we've got to get the perfect play, we've got to make sure we execute, perfectly the manager's plan. They just without the intentions of, let's just give the fans something to be excited about. Let's just do that. And I feel like it would take a lot of pressure from, first of all, and secondly, it takes a lot of pressure off your strikers as well, feel like they have to provide every time, like you said earlier as well. But yeah, that's just something I found as well. It's just that it's a different way of thinking. But as soon as we got that first goal, you see the life come into them then.
Yeah, I think we start off quite rigid. Everything is pre-organised. If the ball goes here, I want you, and you, and you. Once we get the first goal, I think it becomes a lot more fluid. Players are overlapping runs, underlapping runs. Players are wandering into space. They're looking for something different. I think it's a lot more fluid. And that's where you see some of the best football. I mean, Kapaki, right back, 6 assists this season.
That's insane, yeah.
When it's rigid, you don't see that. When it becomes more fluid, you see him making these runs, looking for these overlaps and laps, put these balls in, and what a play, yeah. I just think I understand why you start rigid, because you don't want to concede in the first 5-10 minutes. So you do start. It's like a boxing match, the first few rounds are just sparring, jabbing, trying to work out your opponent, and when you figure it out, just go for it. I just thought, it took us a little while. Once we got going, that was it then. We stayed in second gear, put 3 past them. And hopefully, it wasn't too much of a exertion for him. Relax, rest up now. Next Saturday, we go again.
I do apologise, by the way, guys. I realised I looked on Football Mob. The match rating for Keane Ashford was actually 8.7. I think he got man of the match on there. I'm not sure if is that the same in real life? Did he get man of the match, Keane Ashford, or I'm not sure. But it says on Football Mob, so I'm not sure if that's their own rating or if that was, who got man of the match. I think it was. I don't remember when Callum Robinson got a yellow card. I don't remember, but I know I just found that out then, so I cut off a bit again then. But to think that some of the ratings we're getting today, Isaac Davis getting a match rating of 6.4. I gotta stop watching FOTMOB because I don't understand, right? If you don't score as a forward, apparently you can't even get a 7.0 rating, which I find is mad. Robinson got a 6.5 rating. Clearly there's people on there that just don't even watch football. And I think a lot of it with our goals today as well, especially the Capaccio assist, it was so unselfish. It's a lot of it as well. It takes a lot of precision and it takes a lot of composure as well. And not only that, you think any other person in that position, you shoot it across the goal, wouldn't you? I was thinking, just hit it. You could have hit it first time if you wanted to, but he hit that, and it was a lob ball over to Salek. And there's still the chance then that Salek can head it slightly too early, and it goes over the bar. Like it's to have that sort of confidence as well to do that move and the unselfishness. I thought that the lone deserved man of the match really, and I think obviously he didn't start. Maybe it was just to save his fitness. I don't know, for maybe more important games. But if I'm being honest now, we got to take every game as it comes. Every game's equally as important because this run now that we're starting, we've entered the winter season now. We've entered the December period. And it's nice to know we kind of started it, albeit it's 29th of November. It's nice to know we started it with a 3-0 win, and that's only going to be positive for us. The only downside is we don't have another game till Saturday then, because the Tuesday game is probably going to be the youngsters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good chance to rest some of the players' mind, just to get, if there's tight muscle, tight hamstrings, stuff in like that. But December, recent years has been a nightmare for us. So this is a good chance just now to actually, build some momentum, go into the new year, into the January window, looking comfortably at top, playing good football, and we can say to players then, you come to us, you're probably going to get promotion. You're going to win the championship with the momentum, and we can look at playoffs again. We'll have the momentum behind us. So it's easier to sell to players. And again, we got 6 home games in the month of December. Or before today, it was 6 home games at the next 8. So this is massive for us now, I think. Next Saturday's a big one again. Early kick-off, Huddersfield. Then we got Stevenage and stuff. Obviously, the players going to have one eye on the Chelsea game. But part of me's thinking, Chelsea game will be... It can be a distraction in a negative way, but also every player will want to play that game. So every player that gets a chance next Saturday is probably going to up their game, up the level.
Yeah.
So it could be a good thing for us.
I used to think with cup games, and I think Warnock was on the same sort of lines of it was almost like cup games were a distraction for him. And I find that I can completely relate to that, because when you want to focus on the league, and let's be honest, right? I think it was the season we went up, we played Mansfield Town then in the Carabao Cup, I think it was. And I don't know, maybe the season we come back down anyway, but we lost, I think it was Mansfield Town, and I think they were League 2 at the time, I think, or I'm not sure. We played them, we lost, I think, 2-0 to them or something like that. It was an awful game, really. It was about 5,000-6,000 of us turned up. Half the stadium was open. And to think now, we were actually getting some decent cup runs now, and albeit the FA Cup, I think, has already gone, but there we are. The Carabao Cup is so nice to have at least one other thing other than just the league that we're relying on. And yes, it does add an extra to our plate, but I think it does really well for our exposure to the club, because a lot of people, barely anyone really watches League One. It is a lot more popular than before, but it doesn't get televised anywhere near as much, or broadcasted, let's say. And the League One, League Two sides, you're looking at your die-hard fans, because those are people that are willing to turn up to the really horrible weather conditions and watch a team, who's probably got a very budget squad, and watch them play. And, apart from those people, you don't see a lot. But when you see us versus Aston Villa, and, Horvath getting man of the match, I'm not sure how he pulled that off, but, he was good in that game, and people were praising him like he was a god at that time, and some other players. And what was really sort of frustrating for me is half the pundits were praising players who had barely played for us, but they were just big names, like El Ghazi, for example, or playing all that. I'm thinking half these players done nothing. The pundits don't have a clue about half the Cardiff players and the talent. And they look at us now, right? Think, oh, they got a very young squad, and they probably wouldn't back us to get promoted, even though we have a young squad. But that's just how it is, isn't it? It's the Cardiff way. They don't,
This is why I was hoping we'd beat Peterborough in the cup, though, because I know it's another game. But you look at the players in play today, right? You've got Turner could have had a start in the cup game. Osho and Chambers could have got some minutes in the legs. Louis Giles could have gone in left back. You could have rested, if Capaccio needs a rest, you can play NG for another game, get some more minutes in his leg. Midfield, you could start Robertson. There's players there who need minutes and start games and stuff. And that's why I'm gutted we went out in the first one of the FA Cup, because although it's another game in the calendar, you do want to use them games to rotate the squad and give others minutes that need it. Because
keep them happy, innit?
Like today now, he could have brought the defender off for Porosho on. I don't think he was Porosho on. I think he's a bit hesitant to Porosho on unless we're 2-3-0 up, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But an FA Cup game, he could have put something like that on and start him. So I'm gutted we're out there. Tuesday night, I know we said a lot of the youngsters are going to play, which is fair enough. But again, you are looking at why Chambers, why can't he get some minutes? Maybe if he needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, he needs minutes. You could try him with a 6. But Fico, obviously, will probably come in and play because he needs to get some game time. But there's players in there who are not featured for the first team that could get minutes.
Nakua is a big one. I mean, he was a couple of games he's been sat on the bench, but I don't think he ever really had much intention to use him BBM for first team games. And I think there was a point when he was going to go on loan to Anderlecht. I'm not sure if it was an option to buy, but that didn't go through. And I don't know whether that was, they denied it was part of the fact that Oli Tanner got injured. But if we're being honest, if Oli Tanner was still here, you're probably thinking Nakua probably would have gone off to Belgium on loan. And it's like we got players who can play in other positions, but it's not having to rely on players to bend backwards like we did, last season before. It's nice that we've got, apart from left back, it's nice that we got depth in each position. And to think that we didn't even use Matt Turner on the bench today. We didn't have a goalkeeper. Well, we had 2 goalkeepers starting, but we didn't have any on the bench. We had Perry and G, so But
that's a worry for me, mind. I don't like that when you don't have some people on the bench. I don't like that. I remember a couple of years ago when Allsop and Jack Arnott got sent off in the same game.
Oh yeah.
So I'm only one keeper. You ask for trouble.
You're playing with fire.
I know Joe Well did really well today. He came on, right? I thought Joe was brilliant. Fair play to him, energy stuff. The way the manager was speaking, we didn't train this week because of the gash in his leg. He was struggling a bit with that. I thought maybe don't put him on the bench, put a keeper on the bench, Sean. But maybe that was just a ruse to confuse Mansfield and bring him on. You're thinking, he is mobile, he is active and chasing down lost causes and stuff.
He was rapid, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I do like to have a sub keeper on the bench just in case.
Yeah, it's just saying, yeah. Sorry, Josh, I will bring a call up now. I feel like I flashed it a few times and just not bothered to read it. I've realised the time already, but I will spend just 5-10 minutes to go through the comments real quick. Evening, chaps. Good team performance today. Matched them up well. Wintle, Ashford, excellent. I mean, to be fair, it's hard to really pinpoint a single player to say, they did really well because you'd feel like you're doing a disservice to everyone else. But yeah, everyone played their part. Joel Cole will change the game when he came on and sealed the points. I thought, very good pressure. I thought he did really well as attacking midfielder. I don't think he is traditionally an attacking midfielder, but you put him anywhere and he just darts around so much. I think he gives me, I know this sounds a weird comparison, but he gives me Callum Patterson energy. Like you put him anywhere, he's going to sprint, he's going to be aggressive, and he's going to press. And you could pipe at Joel Cole at striker. You probably get a goal every, 5-6 games, which doesn't sound like a lot, but as someone who's traditionally more like box to box, they're going to have some finishing in their arsenal, aren't they?
I love how fearless he is. He will get stuck into anyone. They got the ball, he's getting stuck in. He's chasing every single second ball. He's chasing everything down. And that's exactly what Cardiff fans want. That's what we all want. Someone will run after everything. And he does it. And this is why the fans love him, honestly, because of things like that.
Let's go with Graham first. Ref was better today, but still giving some odd decisions. I think that's just going to be the standard now. Let's be honest, isn't it? It's just going to be how it is. And very press resistant. Cian Ashford always has been. Yeah, honestly, I think he had a bit of a dark patch a few games ago. I think against Blackpool as well. It's almost like he couldn't dribble at all. But I'm not sure what he's changed or whether it's a mentality thing or whatever, but it's a completely different Kieran Ashford. And the Kieran Ashford at his best that we know he did well under Reza.
Yeah, again, it scores today. I mean, it's one of those, it boosts his confidence. It keeps his stake. You know, he tells the manager, I want to play next week. I'm good enough. I've got identity. So,
Exactly. Can we have a minute of silence for the Jack? Are they lost again today, are they?
2-0 up as well, they were. After 12 seconds, they
Who
scored
did they
today.
lose against?
West
After
Brom.
12 seconds. They scored after 12 seconds and they still lost.
Yep, they were 2-0 up half time and lost
man.
the 3-2 they did.
See, now, I might do that at the end of the season. I will dedicate 2-minute silence, clip this just to make sure, like, I do it. If we get promoted this season and the Jacks go down, I will dedicate a full 2-minute silence. Try not to laugh, like, and then I'll just put the League One meme up or whatever. I'll just have that for the entire season, just League One. Why not? Because if I'm being honest, right, it's a bit of bants, first of all. But secondly, right, they give us, rightfully so, they give us all the crap when we went down. So I think it's only fair if we pass them on the promotion bus and just give them a wave as we're going past. And,
If we go up, they go down and you got the Football League. I'll do a podcast and have a hat on.
Oh, God. We have to do a joint podcast while there. Oh, God, it's time's go by so fast out. Right, 5 minutes. Turnbull had a good game today, just saying. Yeah, I think we said about that. I think, again, with I think Turnbull Wintle, I think it sort of grew into a bit. Once they realised, okay, let's not be silly with it and take risks with the ball, I think there was a clear game plan then. I think the first 10, 15 minutes, you can sort of allow them because you're just trying to feel out the game. The one thing I don't think is, the reason why I didn't think Wintle and Turnbull works before is because Wintle's very defensive midfielder in terms of, it's not a bad thing, but I think he played more of like a centre half, like a holding midfielder today, which I preferred because you had some coverage. But then you had Turnbull then, who likes to pass backwards. And, you know, whilst Turnbull is more of a box-to-box or even attacking midfielder at times, it felt like we had two defensive midfielders. And it just gives me flashbacks to last season when we did a 4-2-3-1, but it was with two defensive midfielders and not two box-to-box. Like, that grinds my gears, it does, when we have two defensive midfielders. Like, I thought the whole point was you have a defensive midfielder to sit back whilst your fullbacks could overlap and the rest get forward. Again, that could just be the way I see football. But for me, having two defensive midfielders, you only do that if you're trying to go out for a draw, really, which we did a lot of last season. That's how I see it.
Ideally, you want an 8 and a 6 together. The 6 obviously drops deeper, holds, protects the back line, reads the game, cleans up, and then goes forward in box-to-box guy. Keeps things running, keeps ticking. Turnbull like today, or Alex Robson, sorry, even Joel. And then this, like I said, the 6 just stays a little deeper. Thinking back to Spurs a couple of years ago, Edgar Davies, Michael Carrick. One goes forward, one drops back.
Sorry, carry on.
I see the comment then, so.
No, it's fine.
Was he bad today? I don't know if the Wednesday fans are watching. What was Horvath like for you today then? Was he that bad? Was he?
We have a Wednesday scout, do we? I'll have a look.
We had a Milan fan last week.
I did see, I think on your podcast, they played. Who did they just play? They lost to Preston 3-2. When was that? That was today. Yeah.
Yeah, they were 2-1 up as well, I believe.
Oh, Christ's sake, man. What's happening with these teams now? They start the games really well. I mean, I'm not complaining for the Jacks. But what do you recall Harvath? I used to call him Floorvath because he spent more time on the floor than well, as a keeper, you'd probably expect it. I'm not happy seeing us create a bundle and missing a few than not create anything. Yeah, honestly, it's great. I'd rather see us miss chances and not create any at all, if I'm being honest, because it shows then it's just fine-tuning then, isn't it? Reece Lasky, even right. I heard someone down the ground saying Ashford was getting bullied and criticising him, but personally, I think he couldn't have been watching the same game. He uses his body so well. Yeah, I don't. If there's any bullying, obviously, I don't tolerate that. I never understand like harassing players, even if they are playing rubbish. Like, I mean, you say what you want about players and say they're rubbish and all that, but I never take it as giving it to them personally. I think Ashford was best player on there, I think, or one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, I don't criticize the kids. Again, they're still learning the game, learning the trade, and they are Cardiff too, so I'll always back the kids no matter what.
sure. Previous yeah, as soon as it did come through, yeah, I did put up briefly earlier. Yeah, it was 6 assists, I think it was. I'm a bit behind in the comments, as you can tell. I will be finishing soon. Robinson, I'm pretty sure only had 4 touches. Huh? Robinson, I'm pretty sure only had 4 touches today when I seen the touch map on the stadium. I don't know about that. I think it was a few more than 4 touches. I mean,
It was brilliant.
did,
I mean,
yeah.
tracking back, winning the ball back, getting stuck in, picking up space. Robertson, I think, might have only had like 3 or 4 because he came on towards the end and he didn't really have much impact with the ball. That wasn't his fault, that's because the ball didn't go through him, that's all.
I mean, to be fair, you only had about 10 minutes, if that. You know, he didn't have a long time. A lot of people say man of the match for Wintle. To be fair, I didn't spend a lot of time watching Wintle, if I'm being honest. I was just watching Isaac Davis and Bagan a lot of time. I thought they had a good partnership. And it's the first time I've seen Isaac Davis, Yusuf Salek, and Callum Robertson all on at the same time. I don't think I've ever seen, I mean, starting, should I say, because they've all kind of overlapped. But I think, we didn't really have a striker on the bench today. We had Kellyman, but he's not a striker. He can play striker. But, you wouldn't say that's his primary position. So maybe January transfer window, I don't know, but we'll see. Hard to pick today, man of the match. But yeah, I got someone on my side anyway. Thank you. It's okay till it isn't. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. That could be absolutely anything. Hobart Loan finishes in January, unfortunately. Oh, God. Nothing.
What we do is we just turn the lights off the stadium and say no one's home when he comes back. Now, again, it's just not to be picking him, though, but it's not worked out. We've now got a top keeper and a cracking backup in Matt Turner. Unfortunately, there's no place for him to come back to because
even Anik,
Again, I like Anik. I just think it's best of both of them to find a new club in January and move on. Again, thank them for what they've done for the club. We've moved on now, and I think it's best for all parties to move on.
Yeah, so I realised it's coming out my face then. See, Bagan was close as Turnbull, but Wintle covered the grass today. No on Turnbull, think he needs to let his shots off more. That's what I called it earlier. Yeah, I might have family watching, so I'm going to refrain from the strong B word, ball. Let's see, man of the match for me, any one of Keane Ashford, Dylan Lawlor, Fish, or Wintle. All 4 were Streets. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I had to check that. I'm so tired. I thought you said 5 then. All 4 were Streets ahead of the rest. Nagan and Turnbull, or Bagan and Turnbull were good, and Isaac first half too. Yeah, it's hard to point your finger at someone who was really poor, wasn't it? Which is nice.
I think it says a lot though when everyone's disagreeing with who the man match was. We're all saying to someone else. I think that shows how well everyone sort of played. Like, or
just everyone else is wrong. And I thought, people who said Bagan are right. Like it can be a possibility. Saleh covered some ground today, back in defence as well as getting forward on attacks. Even Joel Colwell when he come on as well, he was big on that. Tuesday game BBM has good as confirmed. Oh god, I don't know if it's the comment or me. Confirmed Giles Naku and Mafika will play part of the majority of those from Arsenal. I hope Will Spears gets in. I hope he's fit to play because what a goal he scored, honestly. Damn. I mean, we should have expected it really, but we said about 3 months or so. It's a long time out anyway. It's a crucial part of the season, but let's just hope he's here next season with us.
And then the problem is then it might be 3 months injury, and then it's a month then to get back to match sharpness, match fitness. But hopefully, if that's the case, it's only 3 months. That means the business end of the season, come March, April, he's back at his best. He's fit, he's fresh when other players are tired and leggy. And hopefully he'll stand out then and start tearing apart. Yeah,
I hope so. Martin Ryan says, even mate, Turnbull is turgid. He's sensible but uninspiring, a lack of patience. I think that's probably the best way to sum it up, is that the fact he plays the sensible pass a lot of times. And yes, it's fine, but it's like there's no kind of, excitement to it, is it? When Turnbull gets the ball, I think, he's just going to pass someone else. You know what I mean? Like, you might play a crucial part of the build-up, but Alex Robertson, he's a bit more exciting to watch on the ball. Maybe that's just me and I'm just a bit like favoritism, I don't know.
Like I said earlier, I think it was past the today where it was a bit, there was a lack of movement ahead of him to look for the balls. I mean, you haven't got to have the pace to do the job. I mean, look, we all remember Steve McPhail. He could pick a ball up, he didn't have the pace of the legs, but he could spray it about. That's what you're hoping from him. We just want the players around him to move about, to create the openings and space for him to put the ball into.
I want to say as well with Robinson, a lot of times I could hear him from halfway across the stadium screaming for the ball, screaming for the pass, telling him where to go and all that. And you were right saying he was sort of doing a lot of the off-ball work. And at points, I did think Robinson did go a bit inexistent, but I think that was more because a lot of times we're not used to giving the ball in the middle. And for him, you have to give him the ball to feet. You have to play the ball just slightly ahead of him. And because of how we play, and it's heavily based on wing rotation and everything, I find that it's, whoever plays attacking midfield, I guess, a bit lost. I think Ruben Cole knows what to do there because he's been playing that position and practicing for ages. But even then, I find sometimes Ruben Cole goes invisible because I just find we hug the touchline so much sometimes where, a pass about on the wings a lot. I'm thinking we're not accomplishing anything. And it's like when we went through the middle, we actually scored. When we had a shot through the middle from Turnbull, we almost scored that again. And it's like, it boggles my mind why we just keep passing between the right wing, midfield, right wing, right back, right wing, right back. It's like, to me, it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, I top of the 10, right? I think the best complete performance at 10 I've seen in recent years, I know Ruben's done a brilliant job, Aaron Ramsey, when we beat the Jacks 2-0 about 2 years ago, he played a free role of the 10, right? And again, that was a masterclass that was from Ramsey. His intelligence that game was ahead of everyone else. He was just floating around in front of their back four, picking the ball up, and as soon as he had the ball, the wingers were just bombing on. And he was just lacing onto him into space. That's the complete performance. And I think that's what we want, is a free role 10 who can make things happen, create things, find the space, keep the ball flowing.
Was that what you saw earlier?
If Newport go down, Swansea go down, and we go up, I'll do one without my hat on.
Oh my God. I'm not praying on Newport to go down, by the way, but I just wish we had beaten them. That's all I ask. We are getting right. So we are the last couple of minutes now. I'm just going to finish up and caught up with some of the comments. Commentator said, Ruben at home watching game must have a dodgy fire stick as well. That's the best comment. I'm starting that one. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I started it already. You can, yeah. I'm not sure everyone else can, but yeah, that's the best one. That's funny that. So we got Wimbledon, then we've got Huddersfield.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about Huddersfield, if I'm being honest. I look at them and they haven't really clicked as most people thought they would have. Same as Luton.
It's one of those, right, where I don't think you can look at any game and go, we can beat, I don't know. We look at Burton game, right? You could easily get complacent and it could go wrong. As long as we show up, play our game, not play into their hands, I think we'll be fine. And I think teams are watching us now, are trying to set up to stop us rather than play their natural game to beat their natural game. And that's a sign of a good side as well. So just go into the game, do what we got to do, take the 3 points, come on home.
I know we did this tradition last season because we got so bored with losing. One sec. I can't remember what I titled it, but it was like, basically, it was situations that you wouldn't want to be in with certain players. And I came up with one. Recently, I've been watching a bit of Kitchen Nightmares, a bit of Gordon Ramsay. I wanted to know, right, for your comment guys, you can go in the comments as well, because I enjoy these, just whatever reactions Reese says as well. It only works with Reese, or maybe Rob. So if you had to be on Kitchen Nightmares, right, then you had to cook, let's say, what's a good dish to cook? Paella. If you had to cook a paella, which is usually shared between two people, a mixed seafood and meat paella, you've got to pick 3 people on your team. So you got a team of 4, you're one of them, and 3 other players, currently in Cardiff for the last 2 years. Who would you pick to cook, right? Who would be the least frustrating to have on your team and get shouted at least by Gordon Ramsay? You got 3 people to help you cook paella.
You only need one, Nathan Trott. He can save anything. He can save a dish, save the goal. He can save a car's on fire, but trust me, he can save anything, Nathan Trott.
He could save a burning oven, couldn't he? He could save an overcooked paella.
He can save an absolute disaster of a dish. He can save anything, that man can. That's why he's the best keeper outside the Premier League right now for me.
Who would you say you had today? You got Nathan Trott then. He's a safe pair of hands for your cooking. He's not going to burn his hands for you.
Ruben Colwell, I think, a little bit of spice and a bit of flair.
A bit of creativity.
Oh, and the third one.
Thierry Henry right now. I can see what he's doing. I can see he's cooking.
Trying to think now what else we got. Rocco Simic. Oh, Horvath, actually, Horvath.
Yeah?
If it goes wrong, I guess I want to blame it on.
Really? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so horrible, but at the same time funny. Reese, oh my god, here we are. Reese will pick a Mexican, Bonnie Blue and all that. I'm not sure what the Mexican link is. Whether people think paella's a Mexican dish, it's not. It's a Spanish, but
I'll measure later and explain that, Will.
okay, all right. You can stay on just a couple minutes after call. Here we go. Horvath, Chambers, and Anik. The amount of free time they've got, they should be able to cook. Horvath would drop it. Right. Okay, I'm gonna give you my least favorite. So who I wouldn't want on my team of 3. I wouldn't want. See, the thing is, right, I wouldn't want to have Kanga because I feel like he just wouldn't do anything. But at the same time, that means at least he's out of the way because, like, whenever he's on the pitch anyway, he never did anything. Like, people say, like, oh, Kanga was poor today when he played. I'm like, but there was nothing to assess. So I feel like, again, it could be my Horvath sort of card I'm playing where I feel like there's someone to blame it on. But I don't think he would even put his apron on.
If you see the Kanga making a paella, he'll come with a turkey or something. He'll come with the wrong stuff anyway. Again, it was just a poor signing, let's be honest. One of many, and that didn't make any sense at the time.
No.
One of many strange decisions.
I can't say it. But it'd probably be him. The second person wouldn't want to. I think, well, if I was to pick past, I would pick Harry Arter because I feel like no matter what, you'd always end up pushing someone out of the way and getting a yellow card. You'd spoil all the mixture because he'd be constantly tackling people over who's doing what. And then the third person who I wouldn't want, as much as I love him, I wouldn't want Neil Warnock, if I'm being honest, because we've already got Gordon Ramsay as a hothead. The last thing you want is Gordon Ramsay and Neil Warnock screaming at you thinking it's your fault. And it's one less person to blame then, isn't it? If you got Warnock on your side.
To be fair, when Jonathan's comment about Gary Medina, let's be honest, I didn't have a scrap in with Gordon Ramsay. He offered him a fight aside, so...
Oh, Steve Morrison, oh my God, can you imagine?
He'd find a fault with the prawns, with the rice, he'd kick off for all of it.
You'd sub him off after 30 minutes, wouldn't he, if he hadn't scored the prawns?
Scream at his chili peppers. You're not spicy enough, you're not doing the job I want you to do.
Oh, God. I'll do something. That was funny, man. You said about that. Anyway, I feel like it's just a happy... Oh, my cheeks hurt now so much. I better get some rest now, because otherwise I'm going to cut on more crazy situations. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you actually enjoy stuff like that. I might make more of them. But to be fair, it was only last season. It was only because I was so bored of us ranting about things. I think it was a nice sort of laugh instead of crying moment. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, get in your comments after the show. Just if Sai's not watching that, make him really confused. Who would you have in your team of kitchen nightmares? If 3 people you would most want to have or least likely want to have. Hang on a second, I've got one more. I need to read this comment before I put it up on the screen just to make sure, because there is a naughty word, isn't there? Yeah, to be fair, Jonathan, I'm not going to get that one up, but I'm sure everyone else can see in the comments. Jesus Christ.
I think for the comment, it sounds like he couldn't get up either.
Oh my God. Hey, you got some comedians in here, haven't we? Oh, Christ. Not me.
Anyway, guys. You got to find the funny when you've got Cardiff, let's be honest. It's usually painful, so...
Hey, honestly, you got to laugh rather than cry, but if it's crying, sometimes there's tears of joy in the rare case. Let's just say that. Anyway, thanks so much for joining again. If you haven't already, please do become a member. Again, price a cup of coffee, if not less nowadays as inflation goes. And yeah, I can see so many guys getting comments saying, I appreciate you all joining me a bit earlier. I know it's earlier than usual, but I'm just probably going to fall asleep in this chair now if they go off. Yeah, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Reese, for joining me as always, or as sometimes. Yeah. All right, I hope you feel better soon anyway. And guys, have a lovely night. Thank you. Yeah, I just need to go to night sleep, which I won't get, but there we are. All right, I'll see you all soon.
Top of the league.
Hey.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.